Donald Trump is going on the offensive against Central American migrants. He's threatening to send the U.S. military to the border with Mexico to keep a caravan of migrants out. In tweets this morning, Trump characterized the migrants as criminals. He's demanding Mexico prevent them from trying to cross into the U.S. Organizers of this caravan say it includes thousands of people making their way to the United States. It formed in Honduras. It's now in Guatemala. Trump has threatened to cut off aid to those countries if they don't stop the caravan from trying to reach the U.S. Sandra Cuff is a Canadian freelance journalist based in Central America. She was with the caravan earlier this week and will rejoin them later today. So, Sandra, you've been speaking with people on their journey. Why are they leaving their countries?
So people have been leaving Honduras for a variety of reasons. For some people, it's poverty and unemployment. For others, it's violence, gang violence, organized criminal violence. And for others, it's political persecution. So it's people from all over the country. There was an initial group of about 1,000 people, maybe 1,500, that left last Saturday from the northwestern region of the country. And that's since grown to several thousand now. And it's no longer just one caravan, it's in waves. So there's folks heading all the way up to the border between Guatemala and Mexico today. There are other people who have been trying to leave Honduras. Honduran police have blocked hundreds of people from leaving. And so just in terms of the different kinds of violence that people are facing, some people are facing state violence. And so Trump's tweets threatening to cut U.S. aid to Honduras is actually something that a lot of Honduran human rights activists have been asking for years. They want U.S. security aid to Honduran police and military forces cut.
Interesting. So their goal is to reach the United States. Do they know the risks once they reach the border between the U.S. and Mexico?
Yes, absolutely, and it's not even necessarily that border. So Mexico has reinforced its southern border with Guatemala, where people will be reaching at some point today. And definitely people do know, I mean, they've seen the statements, seen the news, Trump's tweets. The different governments have issued statements calling for the migrant caravan to stop. But for people in the caravan, most literally saw the caravan on the news, dropped everything, and left Honduras to try to catch up with the caravan. That's the bulk of the people at this point and still leaving. So the conditions that people are facing in Honduras are so violent, the poverty is so extreme, and the conditions are so terrible that for most people, even though they realize they might not miss the U.S., for people it's still worth the risk.
And what about these characterizations that these people are criminals by Donald Trump?
Well, people are generally very low-income people. They're unemployed. They're community members. They are not criminals. There are many, many, many families. The group was stopped at the Guatemalan border on Monday when I was with them. There were dozens and dozens of families and single mothers with small children, with babies. They were held up for a couple hours by police. Kids literally fainted. So these are not, this is not a group of people that Trump is announcing that they are. These are Central Americans fleeing desperate situations, some of which have been caused, many of them say, by U.S. policies and by U.S. security aid to the region, prompting them to flee.
Interesting. Sandra, thank you. That is Sandra Cuff, a Canadian freelance journalist based in Central America.